Thank you so much for joining us again today. Now, we are still on the series of questions, on exponential equation, starting from indices. So we're revising questions on this indices, laws of indices, and exponential equation. We've done classes, we taught started from the laws of indices, and then we solved questions on that, and then exponential equation, we solved questions, and now we're revising some of them. It's actually good. These things can be overemphasized because they form the basics of most parts of mathematics. Now, previously, the last video, we considered this, we solved this. So I don't need to go over it again. All I need you to do is just check the previous video so you see this, you see how it was done, and then we move over to this today. Now, in solving this is 4 all over divided by 2 raised to the power of x is equals to 64x. Now, in solving this, anytime you see a variable, or most of the time, you're asked to find the value of the variable. The variable is the alphabet. Now, you have the numbers. Now, what you need to do, in this case, like I said, when we solve this, is try to make here look like here. But then we need to make here have a good shape. Now, what do we do? Now, if I have a raised to the all over b, it's the same thing as, like I have something like this. I pull them apart. I make this standalone. So this is going to be this divided by 1, and this is going to be 1 all over this. So I pull them apart, it becomes a, I pull it apart all over 1 times 1 over b. The same thing, now I can bring it back together by pulling them together. So this times this becomes a, this 1 times b becomes b, so I bring it back. So the same thing we're going to do here. This is going to become 4 over 1 times 1 over 2 raised to the power x is equal to 64x. Now, having done this, 4 divided by 1, anything divided by 1 is still the same thing. Any number divided by 1 is still the same number. So 4 divided by 1 is still 4 times 1 over 2. Now remember the law, in the law of reciprocal power, of a power reciprocal power, I have this a, where we have a raised to the power 1 raised to the power squared, or raised to the power n, for example. What it means, or let's even start with this, it means a raised to the power of a minus 1. In the same way, if we have a raised to the power of n, it means a n. So raised to the power of minus n. So the same thing happens here. This is going to become 2 raised to the power of minus x is equals to 64x. Now this is going to give us the lead. Every other thing, this and this, should conform to this. So let's make this look like this and make this look like this. So what is 4? 4 is the same thing as 2 times 2. How many 2's do we have here? 2. So 2 appears what? 2 times. So appears 2. So 4 is the same as 2 raised to the power of 2. This times bring it here, and this 2x. Now what is 64? If this looks like, if you see a clue that this has something to do with 2 in the base 2, so what is the power that will give you this? So 64 itself is 2 times 2. This is 4 times 2. This is times 2. Let's see. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. Okay. Oh, let's start from here. Let's start from here. 64 is 18 as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Let's see first. We'll say 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, let's put on that 2. 16 times 2 is 32. Then, you know it's 64, right? And 32 times 2 is what? Gives us 64. So how many 2's give us 4? Gives us 64. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means 2 raised to the power of 6 is equal to 64. So that means this is the same as 2 raised to the power of 6. Do not forget the x is still there. Now, it's the same thing now as multiplying these two, right? Now, remember another law of indices. Another law of indices, which is the product law, which states that a raised to the power of n times a raised to the power of n. Once the both are the same base, you use a base to represent, and then you add the exponents, the powers, n plus m. So the same thing we're going to do here if both of them are the same base. So we're going to have it as well. 2 times 2 is going to be 2 raised to the power of 2. Since it's a multiplication, it's going to be plus. But remember, this is a minus x. Now, this is 2. 6 times x. 6x. Now, remember, plus, this, I've always said, the bracket means times, right? Plus times minus is what? Minus. So we have 2 raised to the power of 2 plus times minus is what? Minus x is equals to 2 6 over x. Right? The two bases are the same. So you pick it up. This slash this becomes 1. It becomes 1. So what do we have left? We have 2 minus x. Sorry. 2 minus x is equals to 6x. Right? That's it. So what do we do? What we're looking for? We're looking for x. But x is not starting alone. So what do? We let x come to this way so that you're going to be together with this. So we want this x to join this man. But what's disturbing x? 2. So what do we do to 2 to take it off? Okay, let's do this one. You see that you eliminate 2 and bring this here, or you move this x here. What we'll do is this. We want this x to be here. We'll do the additive inverse of this. Additive inverse of minus x. Additive inverse of minus x is actually plus x. Additive opposite of it. So, and we'll do it to both sides. It's going to become 2 minus x plus x. Remember what you do to the right, you do to the left. 6x. Let me write this one. Minus plus x, and then it's going to be plus x. So minus x plus x. I'm owing 1 egg, and I paid back 1 egg. Am I still owing egg? No. So this cancels this. So this becomes, what we left here is 2 is equals to 6x plus 1 egg. I have 6 egg. This is a plus 6x. 6 eggs. And then someone gave me 1 more egg. It becomes, how many eggs do I have? 7 eggs. So x. So it becomes 7x. Now, but this number ends. Now what we have here is 2 equals to 7x. What are we looking at? X. Our target is x. Don't lose it. Don't forget it. But what is stopping x from standing alone? It's 7. We have to kill the 7. And kill the 7. But before we do that, let's know the relationship between x and 7. It's a multiplication. So because it's going to be 7, it's actually 7 times x that gives you 7x. So we're going to do the opposite of multiplication, and that's what? Division. To kill the 7. So what we do to the left, we also do to the right. So we divide both sides by 7, or the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is actually 7, so we have 2 by 7. So we have 2 all over 7. Okay, let's okay. 2 is equal to 7x. So we divide both sides by 7. 7 7. So 7 will cancel 7. 7 here 1, 7 here 1. So what we have is 2 over 7 is equals to x. In other words, you can say all of x is equal to 2 over 7. This is the final answer. So that means the value of x here is actually 2 over 7. The value of x is actually 2 over 7. The value of x is actually 2 over 7. Anywhere you see x is actually representing 2 over 7. Now, thank you for staying tuned. We've done this. Now to this. This is going to be cheap. So I want you to try your hands on it. If you don't try, you won't know if you're going to get it. So I want you to try your hands on this. Try this. And I'll come back to solve it. Thank you for staying tuned. Please like and share. Tell your friends. Thank you.